Hi, everyone. What's going on? Welcome
How's
back
it going?
to the Dialogue
May I
Dome.
take your order?
May I take your order? May I take your hat, sir?
May I take your hat, sir?
Oh, man. I'm Brendan. This is Max, and welcome
Hello.
to the... I want to call it the barista episode, but that's not right. We're talking about our favorite cafe drinks. We're talking about our go-to stuff for, like your typical like espresso, coffee,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. We're talking about our favorite caffeine drinks. And I thought it would be fitting to wear my 12-year-old Christmas season Starbucks apron. For those of you who cannot see it on Spotify and Amazon. Oh, man.
I don't have one of those, so I'm just in a black button down.
Yeah. Oh, man. This has been, okay, for the record, this has been sitting in my drawer for at least, I have got to say, at least 12 years.
Jesus.
Easily. Like, last time I worked for Starbucks was, God, when was it? 2014, 2015?
Yeah?
Yeah, we're talking like 10 years ago.
Oof,
Yeah.
dang.
And I'll even show you here. Hold on. Let me show
Yeah.
you. It's got, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got stains and stuff on it, like everywhere. Oh my God. That's the mocha. That's the mocha, okay? For the record, the mocha does not come out.
Really?
Yes.
Well, dang.
Anyway, we'll get into Starbucks later, but yeah, so coffee, caffeine,
Yeah.
the legal drugs.
Perfect.
Yes.
What a wonderful intro we have here.
I know, seriously.
Okay, well, I'm not entirely sure where we wanted to start off. I mean, this was the episode that you suggested, so
Yeah.
what's the thing? What's the vibe that we're trying to go for?
I don't know. I just wanted to because, coffee is kind of like an essential part of life these days. And,
Oh yeah, for sure.
as a, what's the word? Some semi-functioning adult, I guess you could say. I
That's fair.
drink about, if you know me, you know that my obsession with coffee is a little unhealthy. I drink about, I would say, maybe 5 cups a day.
Ooh.
About
all
that,
right.
4 or 5 cups a day. Yeah, it's not good. Like if I
Yeah.
can go with like 1 cup of coffee a day, to be quite honest with
Sure.
you. I don't get like a caffeine
Sure.
headache, but like I need 1 cup at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just wanted to kind of talk about our favorite drinks. Like if we were to walk into a cafe, like what our favorite drinks are, what we like, what
Okay.
we don't like,
Okay.
stuff like that. That's kind of the vibe we got going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a rough episode for me.
Oh, really?
Okay. I guess I should preface by saying that I like coffee asterisk.
Okay.
I like a lot of the sugary flavored coffees that you find at all of these Java places where it doesn't necessarily taste like coffee, but it tastes like sugar and diabetes.
Oh, so you like to mask the taste of coffee. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that bitterness, something about the bitter bean flavor.
I mean,
I don't know. It's really hard to get past some of that. And it's also entirely possible that I myself have either been making coffee wrong at home, or all of the coffee places around town just don't know how to make coffee, or
which is likely for
any
you.
number of things. Oh, that's very likely for me. Come on. Watch the alcohol episode and you'll fucking know what I'm on about.
Oh,
Stop doing that, Tiny.
oh my God. Max was so worried about everyone seeing his room too, and then it just
I
zoomed
was.
out.
I know I was. I
Alright,
was
that's
super
good.
worried about it.
That's good.
Okay.
That's just good enough.
Regardless,
Mhm.
I don't trust anyone around here to be able to make me any sort of happiness drink anywhere at all.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, okay, so let me say to you that I can tell you for a fact, because I worked for Starbucks for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of people do not take coffee black. Okay, so
Yeah,
it's it's very reasonable to say that you cannot have coffee just as is. Like, I get it. There are some people that I have served in the past that do just take their coffee black, and I'm like, who hit you as a child? But, but it's just like, it's technically like I make this joke that it's technically really fancy bean water. That's what it is. And it's so interesting to me that coffee has become such a like culturized thing, because like when you think about it, coffee, the bean itself starts in the ground. It starts with a plant, right?
Yes.
And someone somewhere along the lines of human history had to figure out, either on purpose or by accident, that if you grind up that bean and pour it over water, you can make a drink out of that. I've never really quite figured out how, as a human civilization, we've discovered how that happened.
I don't know.
You know what? Let's look it up. Hold on. Let me look it up,
I don't know how we discovered it, but I do know what happened after we discovered it. Yeah.
Oh.
The Age of Enlightenment.
Okay. I'm going to trust Google AI on this one, because Google AI has been pretty accurate, but it says you'll love this, the exact origins of coffee are unclear. That's the first sentence.
Don't say.
But there are many legends about how it was discovered. One popular story is about Ethiopian goat herder named Kaldi, who noticed his goats became energetic after eating berries formed from a tree around 800 AD.
Okay.
Kaldi tried the berries himself and felt so alert that he took them to a monk, who threw them into a fire. The monks realized their mistake and put the berries in hot water to preserve them, and then drank the concoction, which helped them stay awake. Interesting. So if that's true, 800 AD, that's a long time.
That is a long time ago. It is crazy.
So historians believe that coffee was discovered first by being eaten, not drank. So coffee,
that's fair.
Which makes sense, because, coffee, chocolate-covered coffee beans exist as like a snack, right?
Very popular item.
Yeah. Ethiopia, though, that makes sense, because Ethiopian coffee is a huge deal around the world. The coffee plant was known in Mecca, and in 1440, and by the early 1500s, it spread to North Africa and Egypt. Okay. So it's very possible then that coffee plants were taken and imported elsewhere and planted across the world.
I mean, that
would
make sense. Yeah, people take their favorite items with them and then try and cultivate it in the new area that they're at. Like, that's
kind of like the cacao bean.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Which I love that word, cacao, by the way.
Right. Isn't it great?
Cacao.
My fun fact is the Age of Enlightenment. Without coffee, the Age of Enlightenment never would have happened. Because before that, beer was the popular drink of choice. Mostly because all of the water supplies were filled with germs and bacteria and cholera and all that other fun stuff, because nobody knew how to wash their fucking hands.
Oh, man.
So everyone would drink beer to try and get their water intake, but that would obviously make them inebriated, sometimes often violent, and very just slowered their response time, because that's what alcohol does to people. And then once coffee started to become popular, that's when mathematics and science and art and history and culture and all of that just kind of exploded in this huge wave of new ideas and enlightenment. I mean, that's like, we're talking Isaac Newton and his group of people, and I'm sure there are more scientists. Isaac Newton was the first one that came to mind. That kind of stuff. So there's my fact of the day.
There you go. Isaac Newton discovered gravity. So odd.
Yep.
Such a weirdo.
Isn't it great?
Isaac Newton discovered something that was already there. I just find that ironic. That's really ironic when people say that, because it's like Isaac Newton discovered something that existed already, but he was the one to name it. That's it. Man. Anyway.
Anywho,
So
moving past all of that, nice history lesson for all of
I
you.
never knew that it was 800 AD. That's crazy. That's so
That
early
is
in human
insane.
history. Like, what significant happened in 800 AD?
800 AD? Fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, Charlemagne's coronation.
Oh, okay.
The Frankish Empire. India started rising as an empire.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like that kind of time period is when
Okay.
coffee was discovered.
Okay.
That's so interesting. They called it a berry
Yeah.
too. It wasn't a berry. It's a bean, but whatever. Maybe it was a berry when it
Well,
started.
Well, I mean, I know that the bean itself is the thing that we normally use because we've discovered that that's what holds all the caffeine in there. But I think coffee does have like a berry, is like a berry.
Are like the seeds like in the berry? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I think that's what it
wow,
is.
the goats must have been really hectic then. Jesus, if they're eating like 6 coffee beans and 1 berry.
Yeah,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Right. I'm sure there's somewhere. I'm not seeing it right now. But I'm sure there's something.
Do coffee beans come from? Coffee beans are the seeds of a coffee plant. I found it.
Okay.
So the plant is actually, I'll send this to you really quick.
Oh yeah.
The berry is actually red. It looks like a Christmas berry.
Oh.
Interestingly enough, I have it right here. Oh my god, my eye's twitching again.
Oh no.
For the record, in 2022, sorry, this episode is just all over the place. There you go, Max. In 2022, I had a really awful problems with both of my eyes twitching. It was so bad that I had to go see multiple doctors about it, and they just said that I was just tired and overstressed. And ever since then, I've been trying to figure out how to manage it, but some days, like today, like it's just really bad. Just my left eye. Anyway.
It is what it is.
So, when you go to a cafe,
yes,
what's your go-to order?
It's usually something tea-based.
Tea, okay.
Yeah.
What kind of tea?
I like tea. I like tea better. I normally try and grab something that's like fruit flavored, some sort of let's go with Starbucks, just straight up off the menu.
Fitting for this particular moment here, huh?
Right?
Huh?
So, so they're like they have these really nice refresher drinks that I really enjoy. I should also mention we're not sponsored by any of these people. Starbucks, we're not taking your money.
No, I don't want Starbucks' money. They can keep it.
Exactly. Pass. But when
you guys abused me for 5 years.
God. I like their refreshers drinks. Those ones are pretty good.
I remember, you know what's funny? I actually was a barista when those launched. I remember when those came out. It started with the strawberry acai. Then it went to the cool lime refresher, which is no longer a thing anymore. Which is so I'm so sad about that, because if you put a cool lime refresher in and you put 1 pump of sweetener in it, was just it tasted like a cocktail. It was just so good.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so there was that one, there was the cool lime refresher, and then they came out with the orange. I forget what the orange juice one was, but it was like an orange.
Oh, that sounds great.
It was like an orange refresher that came out for the summer for 1 year.
Oh, that sounds
and it was
fantastic.
Such a big hit that they kept it.
Oh, did they keep it? I'm not seeing it on their
For
menu.
years they did. I don't know if it's still on there.
Oh, okay.
What do they even have now?
The current menu that I'm looking at, so there's a seasonal exclusive going on for the summer right now. It's a summer berry lemonade.
My friend got that the other day, and I looked at it, and it looked very, very cool. I didn't try it.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Like, it looks great. I love that blue and red combination thing going on. Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
But then the normal stuff.
Hold on. A sweet summer of blend of raspberry, blueberry, and blackberry flavors with lemonade poured over raspberry flavored pearls. Wow, that sounds good.
It sounds amazing, and they're not going to keep it. That's the problem. Hey, make these drinks that everyone loves.
We'll get into seasonal drinks later.
Anyway. So the menu that they have currently, what it looks like is they still have the strawberry acai,
Mm-hmm.
the mango dragon fruit
Ooh,
lemonade, pineapple passion fruit, spicy strawberry. That sounds interesting. Spicy dragon fruit, spicy pineapple, frozen strawberry acai, frozen mango dragon fruit, and frozen
they
pineapple
have
passion fruit.
frozen refreshers now. Oh, I would
Apparently they have
love to try
frozen
that.
stuff now. Yeah.
The frozen mango dragon fruit is like this weird swirl of like red and pink that looks so delicious.
Looks so good.
Wow. And they
Oh.
have it with coconut milk. Okay, Starbucks is getting too complicated. Can I just say that right now? Can we just open this can of worms? Starbucks has too many options.
Oh,
now.
Absolutely.
I remember when I was a barista, it was like your generalized like lattes and stuff like that, and then they launched the refreshers and stuff like that. But now they have like this coconut milk mixed in it, and then they have all this. You're seeing all this stuff with like the cold brew and like the cold foam and like the cinnamon topping and like, oh my goodness, it's just
yeah, no, it's a lot. There's a lot going on.
It's getting a little much.
It is getting a little much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But I mean that's as far as Starbucks is concerned anyway.
Fun fact of the day, so the pink drink is now a normalized thing. That was a secret menu item for the longest time, and then they just they just took it and put it on the menu. It's so funny. The secret drinks are so interesting for Starbucks. I know this is probably going to be a Starbucks episode, but whatever.
Maybe. Probably. I don't know. Okay, so real quick, explain to me, what is the pink drink? Why is it so popular?
I mean, all it is just strawberry acai with passion fruit, like half. So it's half strawberry acai. There's three. Okay, so it's something you should know about Starbucks. There's three layers usually to a drink. So there's the first layer, the middle layer, and then the top layer. Okay.
Okay.
And then there's the ice. So they actually measure. There's a measuring cup in the back that's clear. It's like a cylinder, and it actually has markings on it on which like there's like a place where you stop pouring certain things. So it's So the first layer I can guarantee you it's the strawberry acai refresher. Then the middle layer is passion fruit tea combined with coconut milk on the top, and then you throw the ice in and you shake it.
Okay.
Coconut milk sounds really, really good with. I mean, I love coconut milk in iced drinks.
For sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. No, that actually does sound.
Not with espresso though. Coconut milk with espresso is gross. But with a refresher, that sounds good. Or like an iced tea is really good too.
That would be pretty good. Okay. I find that so interesting that secret menu items can be so popular that they just make it a thing.
Like the cotton candy frap is a thing now. Ever heard of that one, cotton candy frap?
I haven't heard that one, no.
It's not really cotton candy looking anymore. It used to be called the cotton candy frap because it would be a vanilla bean frappuccino with a pump of raspberry in it. And when you swirled that together, that turned it pink. So then it would taste like cotton candy because it's vanilla bean and raspberry, and combined together it tastes like cotton candy. So
interesting.
But now the raspberry syrup is clear, so it doesn't look pink anymore. It just looks white, which is fine.
Bummer. But, I mean, I guess I understand that.
Yeah, Frappuccinos are their own entire can of worms. But I guess
it is what it is.
Going back to the stuff that you would order. So you would order tea.
Some sort of
Would you do it like iced tea, hot tea?
I guess it depends on the season, right? I mean, especially up here in Idaho, it gets really cold in the winter, so I'd probably want a hot tea then.
It's cold in the mountains. Shocking.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy? God. So I'd probably have an iced tea in the summer and warm tea in the wintertime to just kind of like go from there.
Do you have a particular tea that you would choose like per season? Like, do you have a spring tea, summer tea, winter tea?
God, that is the question, isn't it?
Let's pretend we have all the money in the world.
Okay. I tend to favor um, green tea as a base in
Okay.
some fashion, and then adding to that a ton of fruit flavors because I don't necessarily like that grassy, herbal kind of black tea flavor that they sometimes have. And I know that green tea has a really light, mild flavor as far as that goes, but I still want to like cover it up with something fruity and bright and vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
Um uh and yeah, it also just kind of depends on my mood. There was a strawberry watermelon tea that I really liked that a
Ooh,
local
that
place
sounds
did.
good.
Isn't it great? It's like
That sounds
strawberry
really good iced.
watermelon. Yeah, strawberry watermelon with ice and like a little bit of lemonade. It was
Wow.
so good.
That
It
sounds
was
to me
so
like,
good.
was the strawberry like, was that like in the tea or like
Yeah, like
watermelon?
strawberry
Oh,
chunks, and then the watermelon was
that's
mostly just like a flavoring liquid, and then green tea with ice,
okay.
and then some lemonade.
That's definitely an herbal tea for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I never really said this before, but I was a coffee master at Starbucks, which means that I am the one that knows where all the different flavors of coffee come from. I'm the one that also knows like what type of tea is what, that kind of thing. So like
Yeah.
I actually have quite a lot of knowledge with this stuff.
Mhm.
So like if you tell me like, oh, like, it's a watermelon strawberry tea. Okay, that's herbal tea for sure. There's no way that
Mhm.
that's not herbal. Um,
Oh yeah.
um, that's so interesting. So,
Yeah.
okay.
It was
See,
nice, it was refreshing, it was light, and it was a very summer drink. Like it
nice.
totally
That f-
read summer to me.
that's watermelon is summer in general. I like
Exactly.
watermelon is like a staple of like summer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's weird for me. I don't really have a particular seasonal like like not I don't know what to call it like outline of what my drinks are. Like
Mhm.
in the summer, it's an iced vanilla latte with oat milk. In the
Mm.
in the winter, it's an hot vanilla latte with oat milk. um, it's
That's
good.
fair.
It's simple. It's easy. It's standard, and at the same time, it tastes great because you have the vanilla and the oat milk as flavor. So
Sure.
it's great.
Yeah.
Um, I will say though that I absolutely finally. Oh, by the way, Starbucks finally has oat milk. I finally figured that out
Oh,
last couple weeks ago, as my friend ordered oat
congratulations,
milk, and I was
Starbucks.
like, "Wow, you guys are so far behind."
It
Um,
took you this long, but you finally
I
got
know,
there. I'm
really.
proud of you.
I know, really. Um, my favorite. There's okay. I have to say that there is two of my favorite things in the winter time to have.
Okay.
Particularly, we'll start with fall.
Okay.
Fall is not winter, but it's that same time period.
Sure.
In the
It's starting to get
fall,
colder. I get it.
I love caramel brulee latte.
Mm.
Oh wait, that is winter drink. Oh, that is a winter drink. Never mind. So this is all winter. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Um, yeah, caramel brulee latte is my one of my favorite things in the world. It's
Sure.
so addicting. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm not in the mood for a caffeine drink, I'll get a peppermint hot chocolate.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I love those.
Or the other one
Um.
would be like a cinnamon hazelnut hot chocolate. That's another one that they did at my
Ooh.
local cafe. It was so good.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. I'm definitely all for the peppermint mocha anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Peppermint
doesn't
mocha
doesn't
is
even
good.
yeah, it's
Unless it's
it's
from
so good.
Starbucks and it tastes like medicine, but
I
okay.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah. But
I definitely like them to be a little stronger with the peppermint though. Nobody's strong enough with either the peppermint or the chocolate. I can usually just like get like a whiff of it. Like they just perfumed the top of it
mhm.
for me. And it's like that's not fair. You need to put more in. I can't taste it.
Yeah, there's a local place here called the Thinking Cup. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah,
heard of it. I probably haven't.
I
It's
haven't.
it's only based in I think Massachusetts, Boston, and New York City. I
Okay.
think those are the only two
Hmm.
places, and they make an incredible peppermint mocha because what they do is they
Uh-huh.
make a mocha. They just make a
Yeah.
regular mocha, and then they take a stick of like the peppermint candy cane that you see, and they just
Yeah.
plop it in and they let it melt.
Nice.
And that's how you make a peppermint mocha. And
Perfect.
they just hand you the drink with it
Ah.
still not melted yet.
fuck yes.
And they give you a spoon and
Perfect.
they say when this starts to melt, just start stirring it. What they say. And it's
See,
perfect.
and that's ideal for me.
Yeah. The
It just
Thinking
it
Cup is
needs
amazing. Amazing
it
place.
needs
I
more.
gotta take you there when you come up here.
Oh
I
yeah,
gotta
for
take you
sure.
there.
I'd be absolutely down.
Yeah.
As far as those kinds of seasonal drinks go though, I feel like I'm just going to be a basic bitch and say pumpkin spice because obviously
I'm gonna make a
it's
controversial statement here.
yeah.
I don't like pumpkin spice.
Oh,
Nope.
you've hurt me. I am hurt now.
I unfortunately don't have a reason for taste. I think it tastes great,
Yeah.
actually. I have PTSD from this.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, that's more reasonable then.
yeah.
It's not that you hate it because of its flavor. You just hate making it every year.
Right. But 2 reasons.
Okay.
1, the pumpkin spice was just so it starts in August now, which is like
Really?
ridiculous. It's like,
That
come
isn't
on.
that's a little insane. It's
Like,
still the
come on.
summer.
Starts in August now, so we'll start there. That's 1 reason.
Okay.
2, I served about 1 billion of them. I would
Mhm.
say I've served 1 billion pumpkin spice lattes in my 6 years at
I can
Starbucks.
believe that.
And then the last thing I'll also say is that you don't know what's in the pumpkin spice in Starbucks.
It's true, I don't, and now I'm concerned.
Yes. Oh, yes. It's so a real pumpkin spice is, the powder, which is
Yeah.
pre-ground. It's the pumpkin spice stuff that you put on pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
That's what is supposed to go in the drink.
Okay.
Starbucks has a syrup.
Okay.
It is a very thick sauce-like syrup that is, I would say, maroon orange.
Okay.
And when you pour it, I'm just telling you right now, when you pour it into the container to pump it, you'll never want to order one again. Because it looks like somebody had their period in the container.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, content warning.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Ugh.
Bummer.
Yes. And on top of that, I don't know if there's something. Here's the other thing, too. This is the only time I've ever had an allergic reaction. I had 1 sip of pumpkin spice sauce from like a pumpkin spice latte, and I projectile vomited. I projectile vomited one day at work, and I've never had one again. I've never had an allergic reaction to anything in my life, really, except for like some medication I had like when I was a kid. But food, I've never had an allergic reaction to, and I projectile vomited for a good 15 minutes. So I don't know what's in it. Like there's
yeah, I don't know either.
There's a list of the ingredients on the it's like one of those, like it's like a milk looking container. It's like, that's another reason why I'm like, ew, this is disgusting, because it's in a plastic container.
Okay.
And it just sits in the back. But so it's not fresh, it's not like anything like that. So it's just, yeah, don't order pumpkin spice from Starbucks, everybody. It's also it's disgusting, like when you pour it into the thing. It's
yeah, that's unfortunate. Ooh.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
there's it. But
okay.
if it wasn't for Starbucks, I'm sure I would feel the same way about pumpkin spice as everyone else. But unfortunately, whenever I order or see a pumpkin spice latte on a menu, that's all I think about.
Unfortunate.
It is.
Well, I don't think that's going to deter me from getting pumpkin spice, but I'm certainly not going to order from Starbucks anymore. That's gross.
It's gross.
I don't like that.
It's gross.
I don't like that.
One thing I am very sad about, though, they got rid of this holiday drink last fall, the salted caramel mocha.
Really?
They got rid of it.
Why?
And I don't know why. It's their most popular fall drink besides the pumpkin spice latte. It's like their second most popular drink ever. And
yeah.
I don't know why they got rid of it. I maybe there was. I would find it interesting to say this, but I think there was last year a shortage on sea salt. I think, which is kind of
There,
interesting.
there's a shortage on sea salt.
Like distributed sea salt, like obviously not in the
Okay,
ocean, but like
I was about to say.
I'm talking about in like these little containers that you can shake. Like there
Oh,
was
okay.
a shortage of that kind of
Oh,
edible sea salt.
got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
because that's not
I was
just
about to
straight from the
say,
ocean. That's like processed and it's cooked and there's
yeah.
spices thrown into it and stuff. So yeah,
I find that interesting that there was a shortage on sea salt.
I know, not in the ocean, thank God. But um,
Okay, interesting.
anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're fine.
Yeah.
I
Sorry to
don't
bring
know.
up Starbucks controversies, everyone. I hope this doesn't deter you from actually going there. It's majority of the drinks there are very good and they're made
Mm-hmm.
properly and correctly, but some of the I happen to know some of the secrets. You don't ever work at
Don't
your
peek behind the
don't
curtain.
exactly. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, don't peek behind the curtain. You'll see some things you don't want to see.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting, and I
Mhm.
am unsure of where to go to from here.
How do you feel about? I'll just change topic completely.
Sure.
How do you feel about frappuccinos? Have you ever had one?
Frappuccinos? Okay.
Well, you had a couple when we
The
went to our trip in Disney World, didn't you?
I think I did. Those are the ones like okay, real quick breakdown for anyone who doesn't know, myself possibly included. What is a
Okay.
frappuccino?
Okay. A frappuccino is, by the way, this is really disappointing, but
Uh-huh.
a frappuccino for Starbucks stands for frozen cappuccino, which is disappointing because if
Really?
you're expecting a cappuccino, it's not a cappuccino, and if you're expecting a frozen drink, it's not a frozen drink either.
Hmm.
So it's basically it's milk and like frap roast or like which is espresso based um
Okay.
thrown into a blender, and then you put a bunch of flavors in, and it's kind of like a milkshake. So like you blend it,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you
Okay.
some of
Okay.
them, most of them, you put whipped cream on top and some toppings and stuff
Mhm.
like that, and you have like it's very very good for the summer. Like
Yeah.
one of the most popular drinks that they have in the summer, again, is seasonal, but it's the s'mores frappuccino. It's
Oh,
very very good. It's
that
so addicting.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, I remember oh my God, I still sound like I
God.
work there. They used to make this. I don't know if they still do it, but they make this custom marshmallow whipped cream
Uh-huh.
with, and then basically they put so it's weird. They put the whipped cream on the bottom of the cup. This is the only drink that doesn't follow the rest of the recipe, but
Okay.
the bottom of the cup, and then they put the graham cracker inside on top of the whipped cream on the bottom.
Mhm.
Then they pour the drink in. Then they put the fudge. Then they put more graham cracker, and then they put more whipped cream, and then they
Mhm.
sprinkle graham cracker crumble on the top.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really good,
That
but it's
sounds
very thick.
amazing. Yeah, it does sound that way. I think that would actually that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And looking at Starbucks's menu right now, there's like the coffee frappuccinos and these creme whatever
Just
frappuccinos
yeah,
that
those
also look
so
really good.
cream frappuccinos are just frappuccinos without coffee in them.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
mhm.
that makes sense. Well, I mean, there's a couple ones here that are like this one's matcha and that one's chai.
Mhm.
Caramel ribbon crunch, the strawberry cream.
Oh, the caramel
Actually
ribbon
sounds
crunch
really
is
good.
that's the most calories of any drink in the store.
I believe that. I
So
believe
a venti
that.
a venti is 570 calories.
Oh God. Oh, I hate
Yeah.
that.
And it's because it's a specific type of caramel that they put into it.
Mm.
It's not the same kind of caramel that you get in all the other drinks. It's a different kind of caramel.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That
Sorry,
sounds really
Starbucks. I'm
good
outing
though.
your entire menu today.
They fucking need it. They've been on their high horse for far too long, and they need to understand that we at the Dialogue Dome won't have it anymore.
Oh man.
No, but they
Seriously though.
sound really good. I think that would be an amazing summertime drink, having like essentially a coffee smoothie.
Yeah. I love
I'm absolutely involved and invested. God, this mocha cookie crumble.
that's the
Oh,
other summer drink that everyone loves. Um
I think I need to go to Starbucks after this.
yeah, right. There's one I see. I'm less of a. I like frappuccinos. I get them casually now, but you know,
Sure.
again, the trauma from making all of them comes into play. But that's when
Fair. That's
that
fair.
one's less much.
That's fair.
But I am a person. I love my iced tea lemonade.
Hmm.
There's one drink again at Starbucks that I absolutely love in the summer. It's called a peach green tea lemonade, and it is the
Okay.
most refreshing thing I've probably ever had. It is
Hmm.
just delicious. It's peach syrup with
Okay.
green tea and lemonade, and you shake it in the ice with the ice.
Uh-huh.
It's just
Okay.
so good.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I recommend that to anybody who wants a refreshing summer drink.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay. I'm going to move on away from Starbucks, if I may, and
Sure,
move
yeah,
on to another place that I really
I'd love
like.
to hear more. Yeah,
Uh, Java Express. I don't know if they have them out your
why does
way,
that sound familiar? Hold on,
right?
do we have them here? Java Express,
Oh, actually, I'm mistaken. It's Espress.
Java Express. Yes, sorry.
Espress.
The closest one. Oh wow, the closest one. That's wild. The closest one to me is in Connecticut.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, we have quite a few Java Expresses out my way, and they never disappoint with me.
Yeah, I see them
Uh
here. Yeah. Let me
I'm
look at their
looking at some
menu.
of their seasonal favorites that they have. The Nutcracker is fantastic.
Let me look
Jack
at
Frost. Um,
Jack Frost. That sounds
yeah,
cool.
it's a white chocolate peppermint and creme de cacao.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm gonna just look
Uh,
at their favorites here.
yeah.
So
Have at
there's
it. Have a good look at this because my goodness, is this place? I don't know. Something about it. It feels. Mm, I know it's a big, huge corporation like Starbucks is, but something about it doesn't feel like that. I don't know why. I don't necessarily understand why it doesn't feel like a big corporation because it is. That's exactly what this place is. But I don't know. I like
oh
it though.
wow. You know, it's interesting. Their ice drinks, the way that they make the pictures reminds
Uh-huh.
me a lot of Dunkin' Donuts' marketing.
Yeah, I can
Just
see
a little
that.
bit.
I can see what's
I
going
don't
on
think they
there.
would taste anything like Dunkin' Donuts because
Oh, probably.
let's just talk for a second about Dunkin' Donuts. We're avoiding that because my
Mm-hmm.
God, Dunkin' Donuts is disgusting. I'm sorry to everybody in New England, but it's true. It's just
It's
it
not good.
tastes like dirt water. It's gross.
It's not good. But then
Um,
again, who goes to Dunkin' Donuts for the coffee? No one. No one does that.
my aunt does anyway. Um,
You shouldn't.
yeah, right. Um, put it this way: if you're going to Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee, you're going to get a dessert breakfast.
Ugh,
Let's be honest here. Um, I am
just
looking
get the
at.
donut and go. Like
Uh,
you don't need any of that other stuff. God.
yeah, really. The Milky Way mocha looks so good. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my god. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like it when they combine flavors like, you know, like chocolate,
Yeah.
caramel, hazelnut, like stuff like that. I love it when
Right.
they combine stuff.
I agree.
Whoever
It's so
invented
good.
the combination of putting caramel with chocolate deserves a shrine. Um Ooh, the white cloud latte, raspberry and white
Mm-hmm.
chocolate. White chocolate mocha is a very interesting concept, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a white mocha?
I don't think I have offhand. I'm sure I have at some point in my life, but it's not a go-to for me. I'm not a huge
Yeah.
white chocolate fan, and if we watch the chocolate episode, you'll understand why.
There's a chocolate episode? Oh, okay. I'll add that to the list.
It's marketing, Prism. You're letting everyone in on our secrets. You can't let them in on this.
Please, our marketing is literally just coming up with shit on the moment.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Literally, I'm not kidding you. Like today, we sat down and said, "What do you want to record?" Coffee. Okay.
Let's do coffee. Yeah. Yeah.
That was literally our marketing. There's one called the Sugar Daddy Latte. It's it's caramel and hazelnut. Hold on. Butter tot the Nutty Irishman. That's for me right there. Hazelnut and Irish cream. There you go. You got. If I ever come out there miraculously, we'll have to go out to one of these.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to take you and check it out.
Yeah.
They're so good. I love them so much.
Yeah. One of my other favorite places, and I don't know if it's. Let me see if they're available, like where they're available, or if it's just Massachusetts. I think it's just Massachusetts.
Who is it?
Hold on, let me look. Yeah, it is just Massachusetts. Pavement
Really?
Coffee House is the name of it.
Pavement
was like a staple for Berklee College of Music, my college, because it was right down the street. It was actually right next door to one of the buildings. And so a lot of people would go to Pavement for essentially a pick-me-up. But
interesting.
They've completely redesigned the place since I've been there last. Wow, that looks so different. Okay. But they're like, they're like a typical coffee house, but they're local. That's what makes them a little different. I like hole in the wall chains like that because
for sure.
Because it feels much fresher because their stuff is imported from specific places. Like Starbucks, for example, or like Dunkin' Donuts, their beans are mass produced on this huge level. So like they might have a plantation somewhere outside the country, but it's literally like they're taking the beans and have such high demand that they have to like grow like a humongous amount of plants in order for them to work. So with these local places, it comes from a more official like chain, like not chain, like a plantation. That's the word.
Yeah.
But it's your typical thing. It's like, drip coffee, iced coffee, cold brew. Do you know what a cafe au lait is?
Cafe au lait, coffee with milk.
Okay, that's all it is.
Yeah.
A red eye is interesting. You know what a red eye is?
Not offhand.
Besides, obviously, the flights. Red eye is a red eye is just coffee with a shot of espresso.
Oh,
that's
okay.
all. A black eye.
Coffee with more coffee. Got it.
A black eye is a what do you call it? Coffee with 2 shots of espresso. Yeah. They called it a red eye because anybody who was getting that much caffeine had red eyes from being exhausted. That's the whole idea. But then the black eye, it's called a black eye because the idea is that the caffeine is going to hit you in the face. So it's like you're going to punch to the face. So it's like a black eye.
Got it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that originated. Oh, goodness. I forgot to ask you. Okay. This is going to be a funny question.
Okay.
For me. How do you feel about matcha? Have you ever had matcha? Because this is a very controversial topic in the U.S. because you either love matcha, it's huge in like Japan and China and all these other places.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
But matcha in the U.S., you either love it or you hate it. So, how do you feel about matcha? Do you know? Okay, for those of you who do not know what matcha is, it is finely chopped up green tea leaves. Yeah, and it's basically so finely chopped up that it's basically a powder. And you can put that powder into a drink.
Completely, it infuses almost completely into the drink. It has an amazing flavor profile for some people.
Yeah, it dissolves into the liquid that you're trying to put it into. Yeah.
I I like using matcha as a base. I don't like straight up matcha tea.
Okay. I mean, I don't think
Like,
there's anybody that will say they like straight up matcha tea.
yeah, I don't know. It kind of goes back to the fruit flavored teas that I really like. I'll have matcha tea as long as there's something else to mask a lot of that flavor.
Okay.
Um,
I like.
I
Oh,
will say, I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I will say real quick that I like matcha flavored things. If you go, I can't believe we're talking about Disney again, but if we go to Epcot, the Japanese pavilion, they have mochi balls, and one of them is a matcha flavor that is really fucking good.
We're going
It's
to this in October, by the way.
it's going to be fantastic.
We're going to
And I like it. Like,
we're going to Universal in October. Okay.
yes.
We're gonna take a day
Mhm.
off of Universal and just buy tickets for Epcot because we want to go to the Food and Wine Festival and maybe get drunk 6 times. But yeah, so there's matcha balls in the Japanese pavilion. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
like little mochi things, little bean paste, whatever flavored mochi
Matcha
balls.
mochi. Okay. Mochi
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
delicious. Okay.
Oh, it's fantastic. If I had to choose, I think I'd rather have the strawberry or the orange mochi balls at the Japanese pavilion, but the matcha ones were really good. Like, I didn't hate them.
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my opinion on matcha, is that I like it, asterisk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's funny I asked this question because it's very funny to me because again, unfortunately, I have PTSD from serving matcha. I personally love matcha. I think it depends. You have to, for me, I have to sweeten it with something, at least a little bit. Straight up matcha and milk, if you don't sweeten it, is very bitter. But if I just put like a dash of sugar in it or something like that, it's like perfect. Sure. But I have a little bit of a matcha story for you. That's the reason why I wanted to talk about matcha for a second. Because it was like I would have to say it was like my 3rd day ever serving at Starbucks on the bar. And there is a matcha container in the rest of the containers. So there's I think
have a lot of trauma with these containers, don't you?
No, I have a lot of trauma with Starbucks, Max. So it's next to this other container with protein powder, and we had another one with berries for the very berry refresher. That was the one that got discontinued. That's the one I was trying to think of. And so that was the first one ever, by the way. And so it was my 3rd day, and somebody ordered a matcha. It was a green tea frappuccino. That's the thing, a matcha frappuccino. And so I took the container out to go put the matcha in the blender like I was supposed to. I was holding it like this. My coworker, being a complete clumsy dumbass, decides to take 6 like milk pitchers that he had just washed and run past me with them to put them on the hot bar just so that he could go back and do more dishes, because he was in one of those like he was like one of those coworkers where when he was in like a flow, he was like in the flow and he wasn't really paying attention. While he was running toward us, knocked over the matcha container I was holding with the pitcher, which is like huge. It's like this big and this wide. Like, it's huge. And it spilled all over both of us.
No.
And it didn't just spill on the apron, it spilled on my shirt, it spilled in my shirt, it spilled in my pants, it spilled on my hair. And he had the same problem too. Literally, we both stopped because he had just washed these pitchers and now they were all dirty again, right? With all the matcha. And we literally both stopped. We looked at each other, like we were both like this. and we drop everything, and we just drop dead laugh. We just started laughing like crazy, and everybody was looking at us like, who the hell are these two? What the hell just happened? And like, because if you could either do two things in that situation. You could either laugh about it, or you could cry. And we decided to laugh. And ever since then, I pulled out, whenever I worked at that Starbucks, I pulled out the matcha container a little bit, put the blender next to it, close, back, and then I continue what I'm doing because I'm like, I don't know who's behind me anymore.
That's fair.
Oh.
That's fair.
Oh, man. Starbucks was a job that taught me that I never want to work there again.
Absolutely fair.
Man. Oh, man.
Food industry fucking is tough, man. It's tough for people out there. Like, anyone out in there in the food industry, like, you're doing good work.
I've told a lot of Starbucks stories. Do you want to tell us a story about your food industry experience?
Oh, God. Well, okay. So to preface, my food industry experience isn't as a barista. I was a line cook for a long time. So that's where most of my experience is, but it's not good. I don't have any like fun stories like spilling matcha everywhere and then laughing about it. Okay, so my first job, I'm working at a local kind of seafood diner area. Well, I mean, diner is maybe not the right word. They definitely wanted to be fine dining, but
and breathing.
It. Yeah, it wasn't it. That wasn't it at all. I can't really say much about the food themselves. I didn't trust anyone cooking there. So if I were to take a lunch break, I made my own food at all times. I never let anyone there cook for me because I got to see what happened behind the scenes, and it wasn't great.
See, I told you that's what happens. If you like food or you like coffee or you like anything in the food industry, don't ever get a job in it because it will ruin your experience.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
The free prime rib was good, though. We had prime rib every, like, other Thursday, and often it wouldn't get sold. Like, a whole freaking thing of prime rib just never got sold for one reason. Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's a seafood restaurant. Who the hell is ordering prime rib at a seafood restaurant? That makes no sense.
No wonder it's free.
So, at the end of the day, can't do anything with it, so all of the chefs would fucking hack off chunks for everyone and take some prime rib home. And that's
awesome, though.
I loved that.
That's cool.
Loved that.
Yeah.
Those are some of the better perks.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say some of the perks of working at Starbucks, like I got a free pound of coffee a week. I literally not like leftover, like I'm talking about like they let us mark out a free pound of coffee a week. Nice. Which is awesome. So I would I'm not telling you this, when I worked at Starbucks, my house here was just filled. The cabinets were filled with coffee. It was so funny. Just absolutely filled. Because I was like, I don't know how long I'm going to be working here. Let me just mark them out, and I would mark them out one a week, and boop, 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 boop. Next thing I know, we have like 6 cabinets filled with coffee. It was great. We never ran out until like last year. So I'm just kidding. We ran out a long time ago. But
there you go.
But yeah, that was one of the perks. Another one was that we got free lunch. We got sometimes depending on the manager. If there was any leftover food that we had to throw out that day or that was going to expire, and like they were like pre-sealed in a package. We got to take some of those home if we wanted to, depending on the manager. There are some managers and some trainers that follow the rules too much by the book. You people need to loosen up.
You guys need to chill. Like, who's it going to hurt? What's actually happening? And now I also know that there are like rules and regulations and OSHA and all that other. I get that, I guess, but calm down. It's not fun.
If it's affecting the customer, if it's affecting the customer, follow the rules. if it's affecting yourself and your team, and you can bend the rules a little bit without harming other coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna stop it? Come on.
Just chill
just
a little
relax.
bit, you know? Just fucking
relax.
relax. But then those people aren't necessarily watching our channel, so we can't really say much of anything.
You don't know that. Maybe they are.
I mean, maybe they are, but my God, am I going to weed them? You're not wanted here. Karen. Karen, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, God. Imagine how
There are
Karen...
no managers here, Karen. No one will listen to you.
Imagine how Karen feels today. Oh,
I know,
God.
right? Such an unfortunate happenstance.
I know.
I'm so sorry to anyone actually decent and nice named Karen. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. Really.
It sucks.
Yeah. All right. We have to call it. We're a little over, actually, so we have to call it.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Max, for indulging us on your caffeine experiences and your food industry trauma. If anyone from Starbucks headquarters somehow gets to their YouTube channel and sees this and watches this episode, sorry, but I'm not sorry. I mean, I'm never gonna work for your company again. And to be honest with you, you treated me like shit. So, you know what?
Yep.
It's what it is. If you didn't treat me like shit, I wouldn't call you out. But you did.
Exactly. Sucks to suck.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, thank you for those of you who listened to this episode. Check out our game walkthroughs and our Patreon. We are about to launch a Patreon. I don't know if we've launched it yet, but we're about to launch it. And if we have, then check it out. And
you get the awesome exclusive content on the Patreon where Brennan over there is going to teach me how to use Apple products.
Yes.
And many more.
And probably vice versa. You can teach me how to do stuff that I have never done before.
God, it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, take care, everyone.
Bye.